Okay, so we're going to go through the various steps of long division, and we're going to find an exact answer with no remainder. So I can ask myself, how many times will 4 divide into 1? There's my D. How many times will 4 go into 1? 0. Okay. Now, how many times will 4 divide into 14? I have one person say 3. Okay, so that's telling me that most of you don't know your multiples of 4 now. We've somehow forgot them. So here's a strategy that we can use in order to quickly identify multiples, which is something that when you're doing division, you have to know how to do. So I would say write a multiplication tower, and this is what that looks like. It's basically just a group of multiples of your divisor. So I'd say 4. What's 4 times 2? Times 3. Times 4. Times 5. Times 6. And times 7. That'll probably be all we need. Anytime you guys are doing division, especially multi-digit divisor division, writing out a multiple tower probably makes your life a lot easier in the end. Okay, so I can tell that in order to be in the Goldilocks zone of not bigger than 14, but as close as I can get to it, I can take 1, 2, 3 groups of 4. So here I write 3. Now I'm on to multiply. What's 4 times 3? 12. Now I'm on to subtract. What's the difference between 14 and 12? 2. Check. Is my difference smaller than my divisor? Yes. So now I'm on to the last step, bring down. Okay. Now how many groups of 4 will divide into 23? Yes, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gets me close to 23, but not over it. If I said 6, my divisor would be too large, or my difference would be too large. So now I'm on to my next step, multiply. 5 times 4 is 20. Now I'm on to sell or subtract. Does McDonald's sell cheeseburgers? So what's the difference between 23 and 20? Okay. Now at this point, I could roll like I was before and write it as a fraction. So I could say 3/4. So this answer would be correct. That's not a remainder necessarily. That's an exact answer. That's an exact fraction. But let's say that we want it in decimal form. So this is correct, but let's just suppose that we want it to write in decimal form. How could I continue to find an exact answer? What do I need to add to the 143? Yes, Jakaya? A decimal. And after I add a decimal, I can add zeros all day long, and I still have 143, right? Okay, so now I'm checking to see, is my difference smaller than my divisor? Is 3 smaller than 4? Yes. All right, so now I'm on to my burger. I had cheese, now I need my burger. Bring it on down. So how many times will 4 divide into 30? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I say times 8, that would be 32. That's too big. No bueno. So I need to put my decimal right above where it was before. You notice how I'm keeping all my hundreds, all my tens, all my ones, all my tenths lined up? That's critical. If you guys are like this wavy snake form of long division, I cannot do that. If I do not have them lined up, I get it wrong every single time. And I don't think you can get it right either. If you could, you're awesome. More awesome than me. So we said that 4 will divide into 30. There's my does. It divides into it 7 times. Okay, now I multiply. What is 4 times 7? Then I sell or subtract. What's the difference between 30 and 28? 2. Now check my cheese. Is my difference smaller than my divisor? Yes. So now let's add our burger. Let's bring it on down. I don't have anything else. What can I add? I can add a 0 all day long. So now I'm bringing it on down. Notice how my place values continue to still stay lined up. Now how many times will 4 divide into 20? I don't know, so let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right on the money. So I multiply 4 times 5. That's the McDonald's. Now I sell or subtract. Oops. And then I get the exact answer of 0. So my answer is 35 and 75/100ths. And we can think about this. The 3/4 makes sense because if I gave you 3/4, how many pennies would you have? 75 pennies, or 75 out of 100 pennies to make a whole dollar.